Can you hear me loud and clear? I like the applauses. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is my mark here because if I walk a little bit too much there, my phone disconnects. So bear with me. This talk is brought to you by me. My name is Pierre Nelwan, and I'm going to be talking about the power of inspiration. I kind of like the title. It sounds like a HBO series, like The House of Dragons or The Power of the Rings or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about inspiration and out of my own experience. And I want to give a quick shout out to the organization of Touch for making this possible, for flying me in. So maybe give a hand to the organization as well. So let me do a quick introduction. I turned 40 this year. I like how everything is an accomplishment. Yeah, 40 years, yes. This makes me an 80s baby. I was born in 82, and I grew up with a lot of American entertainment and content. I grew up with Transformers, He-Man. I grew up with Spielberg's movies, Back to the Future, E.T., and of course, I did the dance moves on Michael Jackson. Anyone here from the 80s? See? Yes. Circle of trust. Adding you all on LinkedIn. No, I'm a father of 2 teenagers. My daughter is 13 years old, and my son, little mini-me, is 10 years old, and I promised to put them in the presentation. They have nothing to do with the presentation, I put them in. See? Born and raised in the Netherlands, known for shitty weather, bikes, and our team is playing tomorrow against Argentina, so we better win. I'm obsessed with workouts. I go to the gym a lot, and I do kickboxing. That's me. That's not me. That's me. I wanted to put this in because it's really important, and that's going to be later in my talk as well. It's my moment to decompress. Someone recently told me that it's important to do this, of course, but they called it movement meditation. I'm like, yeah, that resonates with me because I tried meditation, I tried yoga, but I like movement more. I get a lot of great energy from moving around and be really active. And I love the sauna, and this is really an old man thing. Before I didn't like it, it was really uncomfortable, but in the last couple of years, I really dig the sauna. I don't know why, I can really be there with my it's like, maybe it's my age, I don't know, it's 40. I started at Media.Monks 15 years ago as a motion designer. I started actually doing graphic design. Back then it was Flash. I did a lot of coding and animation and slowly turned into motion graphics. Okay. So I started as an intern to globally leading an animation team over 3 time zones. I had a team in Los Angeles, I had a team in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and of course the team in, I say Amsterdam, it's not really Amsterdam, it's in Hilversum. It's a 20-minute train ride from Amsterdam. But if I say Hilversum, people are like, what? So it's Amsterdam. We just say Amsterdam. That's fine. And I got promoted this year, in the middle of the year, through Managing Director. As a Managing Director, I lead a production up in Hilversum, little over 600 people, but I do it together with Martina. So we're both co-managing, directing the Hilversum office. Anything else? Do I hear? What? Yes, thank you. Media.Monks currently has a headcount of over 9,000 people worldwide. We're in 34 countries. We act under one P&L, profit and loss, but we act as one team. Fun fact, when I started, we were with 15 people. Now, almost 14, 15 years later, we're with 9,000 people worldwide. So I really saw the company change from being 15, 30, 50, 100, yada, yada, yada. And I think last year, during the pandemic, we grew from 3,000 to 9,000. It's insane. It's like literally insane. Public, well, you don't have to clap on every slide, come on. No, but we really grew, and I think it's been crazy, but it illustrates a little bit also on the story that I'm going to be sharing with everyone. So what does Media.Monks do? We are a global digital-first marketing and advertising company, connecting content, DDM, and technology services, blah, blah, blah. It's basically everything that happens on a screen, we make that. So like if in layman's terms, if it happens on the screen, we make it. And why am I here? So throughout my career, I've been through significant moments of personal and professional success. But they were all manifested through inspiration. So understanding, of course, the power of inspiration is really valuable, extremely valuable. And I felt the need to share my journey, still ongoing, to hopefully help you on yours. It's really about making, trying to light and spark fires here and there to really help you on your journey. And in order to do so, to share my story, we need to go in a time ship and go 10 years back. This is me in 2013 leading a team of nine animators, back when I was, of course, leading the animation department within Media.Monks. We did not have the projects we wanted. We had little pride in the work that we did, and everything we did was mediocre. It was really mediocre. It was good enough. It was fine. But it was a vicious cycle. We didn't get the projects we wanted, we didn't have pride in the work that we do, and everything was mediocre. And it's a circle. It's like if you don't make cool stuff, if your stuff is mediocre, you only attract mediocre work. And it's all because of this dude, me. I just failed to inspire. I was just letting the thing go, and I was like, and you need to change, but you don't, really? But that one moment, we were like, fuck it. You know what? Let's just go to a festival, and let's go like an event like this, and let's get inspired. So we visited a 3-day creative conference in Barcelona, again, similar to what we have here. We're all sharing here. And it was 3 days of great weather. Again, I'm coming from Amsterdam, shitty weather. So we came in Barcelona, great weather. Amazing food, of course, padron peppers and squid. And 3 days of full inspirational talks. We were just brainwashed for 3 days straight. Great weather, great food, inspirational talks. Our minds were blown, and we got inspired by all the speakers. And they had really strong messaging. Have more fun. Do more side projects. Love is in the details. Do what you love, attract what you want, just get more inspired. Go for it. Embrace failure, do it with positivity, improve and think outside of the box. So we were bombarded with all these messages. Our minds were blown, like literally blown. We were like, holy fuck, this is amazing. There's all this energy, there's all this excitement, and again, it's like some sort of a freedom that you get. So let's break down what happened there. What is inspiration? It's the feeling of being mentally stimulated to manifest what you want. This is the Ratatouille movie. You probably know it. This is where the mouse bites the strawberry, and it gets inspired by thinking of new recipes. It elevates the soul. From a neuroscientific perspective, the best way to allow inspiration is to disengage logic. If we go back to that main slide where I had that like vicious cycle, it's logic what kept us in. It's us just seeing like, well, it's just the way we do it. And in order to break that vicious cycle, we had to go outside of the box, think outside of the box. so to detoxify is to allow inspiration to surface, is to declutter your mind and detoxify your environment. I started out with like the kickboxing thing. That's for me, that's my personal solution to declutter my mind. But you can do it with a walk, you can do it with whatever you want to do. And detoxifying your environment, like all of you being here is you're inside an environment where everybody wants to be learn and you want to share, and you want to, it's positive. I think that's really important. See, I'm lost connection. Okay, now I'm here. As a physical reaction, the body makes serotonin and dopamine associated with eating chocolate or having sex. So it really does something in your body, in your mind, mentally, but also physically. So we came back from that conference energized, excited, and inspired. With a vision. We were convinced that we could leave an impact in the industry. So we came back, and this is a fun fact. Maxwell, who just did a talk, he was part of the team. Woo, shout out to Maxwell, he did a talk. He started his own company, so I'm really fucking proud of you, Maxwell. But he was part of that first line of animators within Media.Monks. And again, we came back, we were like fully excited and really like hyped to move forward. But believe it or not, some people were still not convinced. We had people in our team that were like, I don't know. We've doing this shit for 5 years and now we're gonna change the world? Like, who are you? What is this? And remember, toxicity in teams is contagious. It spreads like wildfire. So as a lead, I need to do something about that. Either change their mind to align them on the vision, or we part ways. You know, it's as simple as that. But don't forget, positivity is contagious too. As long as you have enough people in your team that are chasing a dream, chasing a vision, and they're aligned with the plans, it will work out. And again, the likes of a Maxwell was one of them. Positive, willing to go for it, going for the extra mile. And I think that's really important, but you need to be aware of that. You're probably working in a team where you have vice versa. People that are really, or the, you know? So be really mindful of that as well. So we're starting to do a lot of passion projects. That was new to us, because before we just did our work, and that's it. But now we were like, no, fuck it. We need to do passion projects. We need to do the stuff that we love. We did this in our own time. Because, yeah, I mean, we had a job, and we had paid work, but when do you need to do those passion projects? We were like, fuck, okay, well, let's just do them after work. But it didn't matter because we loved what we were doing. You know, we were like, fuck, okay, it excites us, let's do it together. So every time after work, we like just huddled up, jammed, and then we did all these projects. And I think that excitement really unified us into like, oh fuck, we're going somewhere, we're doing something. So we started to illustrate, we started to go outside of our comfort zone. We started to initiate new styles. We started to reach out to events to ask if we could do titles for them. We could, we experimented with different software just to get a different result. Really make it out of a playground. Really try to test our boundaries. And as you can see, like all these different styles. We were embracing failure. That's what we did, but we were doing out of love, but we were also understanding like, well, we just need to fall, get back up, and try all these new styles. So we ended up doing our most successful passion project, which was basically a framework, and I'm gonna show you what it is, but it was basically a framework to allow everyone from our team to have total freedom to do whatever they want, but in the end, unify it into one single episode of animation. So it was a bi-monthly release, so every 2 months, we made sure that we released an episode of the Deep Thoughts where, and I need to have connection again, where one episode would revolve around a random topic and a color palette. So every 2 months we would renew this, a new topic and a new color palette, but you had total freedom as an animator from the team. So at one end, in the end of the production cycle, we put all the videos together, and they were all unitary through the topic and through the color palette. But it allowed us to be ourselves. You know, it really allowed us to be like, you do whatever you like, as long as you keep in mind the topic and the color palette. So we had full creative freedom to do whatever we love. And I'm going to show you a clip of Deep Thoughts now. You have sound? So as you can see, it's thank you. As you can see, it's an exercise. In the end, we could plug it on platforms and we could just like show our work. But in the end, it's an exercise. It's an exercise to develop our craft and to have full creative freedom as an artist. So we were doing this every 2 months. Getting it out there, and it was all driven through passion. It was all driven through the stuff that we like. And if you define what you like, it gets you closer to who you are. And so we had all these individual artists that got closer to who they were, and as a collective, we grew closer to who we all were. You know, so I think that's a really interesting thing to note. So we started to attract talent and projects. So Google found us. And their brief was, for their 20th anniversary, we would love to have an animated doodle on the homepage. And we love Deep Thoughts. They noticed our work, they saw our work. So we were like, are we going to create something for the front page of the internet? You know, that's fucking exciting, man. That's amazing. So 4 weeks of production with teams in Amsterdam, Buenos Aires, and LA for just 1 day. Because this doodle only lives on the Google website for 1 single day. So in every time zone, you had 24 hours that would only live on that day. But for us, it was so exciting because, you know, it's easy to go and say like, hey, just go to Google and watch our animation. And I'm gonna go do a little bit of a breakdown after the animation, but this is the end result of the doodle.
What is Google? What will happen on Y2K?
怎么打领带？
Qual o esporte mais popular do mundo?
Was ist das Humangenom-Projekt?
هل هذه السنة كبيسة؟
Not too guessing.
Exploração ao planet.
Nekonabe to wa?
Qu'est-ce que le grand collisionneur de hadron?
The Royal Wedding. Profecía Maya 2012.
Gift for Jeff.
Apa tu selfie?
How do you make avocado toast?
When do the summer games begin?
Show me pictures of cute animals.
Thanks. It's pretty funny because in the end you see all those thank you, and our team was a lot of expats. We have people from Brazil, we have again from Buenos Aires. So we all put our language next to the Google logo as in like, okay, we need to cramp our country in there. So this is a breakdown of the animation, and it's deep thoughts because the animation was about the top search queries in the last 20 years of Google. So in each search query, what was the top search query in 98, in 99, in 2000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And in the end, that made all these little sections that were all animated and created in a different style, from 2D animation to traditional frame by frame to stop motion to whatever. And it was all these little projects, but we were ready because this is our bread and butter. We did deep thoughts for quite some time now, so we could really pull this off in a really short amount of time. So for those 24 hours, we could finally show our families what the fuck we're doing, because it's always difficult to, to explain your family. What are you doing? Go to this experience and scan the QR code, and your grandmother like, yeah, leave me alone. So now it was easy. Now everybody could just say, go to Google. Go to Google and see what we make and what we create. So the moment of the launch, my inbox got flooded with all these emails from all over the world, from all our offices, that they were proud, that they were happy, and that they could show their families finally like a little bit of Media.Monks footprint on the internet. And it's just amazing to see what kind of reaction you give other people's by, a little mission that we had as animators from the team. So not just our team, but the whole company was proud and inspired, and we left that little mark in the industry. So the main takeaways: detoxify your environment to let inspiration surface. And I think it can go as small as just walking away from your laptop to just clear your mind. Go exercise or do whatever it takes to just declutter your mind. Or seek an environment that inspires. That means if you're in a leadership position, be really mindful on what culture you're creating to make sure that you have a detoxified environment. This is one that I really strongly believe, like luck is preparation meets opportunity. If you now look and backtrack that Google found us, it was not luck, I think opportunities present themselves often enough. You just need to be ready for it. And if you throw back us 10 years ago, we were not ready for this project. We were not ready for any of the things that came our way. That's why we did shitty projects, because we were shitty. We were not ready. So understanding that is that you will get your opportunities, you will get your moments. You just need to be ready. You need to put in the work. Here we go, last one. The last one, logic will get you from A to B, and imagination will get you everywhere. I think that's a really important one. I don't know if it's from Albert Einstein. I tried to Google it. I'm like, is it from Albert Einstein? I don't know. But I think it's a really important one. Again, looking back at our team, when we were in that vicious cycle, it was logic that kept us there. We need to see what we could not see. And that's like a vision. You need to be inspired. You need to have something as a North Star to follow through. So currently, my new role as a managing director, I seriously experienced the same pattern. Like, I'm doing this now for a half a year, and I see that my team of 600 people now, some are just not aligned with the vision, some are, there was different leadership before, so it was all different. But I can't wait to get back and to tell another story where I can get a full team of 600 people equally excited. Because back then we did it with 9. Like, what are the possibilities if you have a company with 600 people, let alone 9,000 people who are all inspired and excited and love what they're doing? Thank you.